Don't honk at me. Good morning, everybody. Hi, bye. Hey, Marbs. Aren't you supposed to be at work or getting ready for work, Marbs? Anyway, we're here. Good morning. Good morning. I am trying to... I don't know what I'm trying to organize my fucking life, I think is what I'm trying to do. And it's not going well.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, honk if you eat gnomes. Right, got it. Okay. Well, that makes more sense.
Oh, hi. Welcome to my
SBG,
schoolhouse.
welcome in. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. I'm currently trying to figure out which versions of these bots and stuff I need to have open so that we can show you guys, and I think I finally found it. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, so we need that one, and then I need an OBS. I've got to organize my life. It's ridiculous. I have been working on this fucking project almost non-stop, unless I was at work, at the interview, or grocery shopping, or streaming, or sleeping. Other than that, I've been on this damn project, and it has sucked the life out of me. I mean, not really. I've enjoyed every second that I work, but it's my focus. So everything else has just been in disarray, and I'm trying to get it all back, you know? Homeostasis, that's what we're looking for. How you doing, South Bama? You're very welcome. Yeah, I was trying to get the alpha pushed out late last night or this morning before stream, and then last night I was like, and I found one more problem. I know it's going to be a problem, so I'm fixing it, and then that fix broke something else, which, as you know, in coding, that's how shit happens. So I'm currently chasing those down to get them where they both work now, and then we will have the alpha version sent off to the alpha testers, and yeah, it'll be all right. It'll be good. It's just going a little bit slower than I wanted it to, you know what I mean? But it's fine. It's fine. But we're here, the last Tavern Talk ever for May. I mentioned that in Evie's chat earlier, and I think Marbs and Hi-Fi about had a heart attack. Oh my goodness, guys. How is everybody's weekend so far? Hey, how we doing? Still pumping. Still pumping. Pumping is good. Don't you have to be at work soon? Oh, 5. Okay. I was thinking like, I don't know why I was thinking 3. 3 plus 8 is 11, not 1. Five plus 8 is 1. So that makes sense. It was 3. Maybe that's where I got it from. Yeah. But for those of you that haven't been on the Twitch side, if you're on the YouTube side, a life update. Your one and only Bearded Ink here has got a big boy job, and I start on Monday. I don't know what my schedule is going to be after training is complete and all that. I do know that I will most likely have to adjust the streaming schedule, which means Tavern Talk may not be on Saturdays anymore. or it may be earlier or later. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. I'm not even sure I'm going to have a set schedule, so it may change every week. I don't know. I hope not, right? I hope to be able to at least keep something standard in my day-to-day, but I won't know until next week. So we will update, of course, with any new schedule on the Discord, and of course the schedule on Twitch, and I'll make a note on YouTube and probably socials and stuff like that. If I have to go back and make a new schedule overlay that I update every week, then so be it. That's what we do, right? We'll figure it out and we'll get it going. So don't worry, we're not going anywhere. There may be some shorter streams as I get used to the new schedule with my body and everything. You know, I might need extra sleep, or I don't know. But the next week or two will probably be a little bit hectic as far as streaming goes, but we're still gonna be here. We're still gonna do it, and I'll start pushing out tutorials again. I didn't do any this month, and that's my fault, but we'll get it. We'll get it. I already have 5 in the queue to go, so we'll get caught up on the tutorial stuff. You guys will have more of this beautiful stuff telling you what to do with StreamerBot and Discord and OBS and whatever else, right? But I hope everybody is well. I know Fi's not feeling well, but other than that, I feel bad for Fi. My nose is itchy, so I'm gonna scratch it. Now it's runny, so I'm gonna wipe it. Now it's on my pants. How do you like that? Step-by-step Howard Cosell style updates. You like that? Oh, you guys, you crack me up. You guys, I love you guys. You know that? Do you know that? I really do. I really do. There's a lot of streamers that are like, oh, I love you guys. But no, dude, I love my community. Now we got a Conan here. Hi, Conan. Speaking of loving our community members, how is the vacation? How are the cons? How is the Sakura cosplay going? I have not had any pictures, and I'm very upset with you. I keep checking the Discord and my DMs every day. Fucking nothing. It's dry as shit up in there. And nobody slid into my fucking DMs, especially Conan with pictures of their cosplay. But no, it's okay. Today was the first day. Oh, well, I'm glad. I hope you're having an amazing time. I hope that you have an absolute blast. You're when are you supposed to be coming back? Like another week, isn't it? You're gonna be gone, something like that. Hell yeah. Get it, son. Slide up in them DMs. You know what to do. Shoot. No, but for real, I hope that it is amazing. I would like to go to a TwitchCon at some point, but I don't think. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know that I would have fun there. It's very people-y. You know what I mean? Why is my nose itchy? Doesn't that mean you're gonna kiss a fool? I ain't kissing fucking nobody. So, joke's on you, nose. Interesting Twitch news and ooh. Did they talk about the sharing the bits stuff? I'm very curious as to how that's gonna work. If it's going to be like a wallet thing, how it's going to affect your payouts. That is curious to me. Well, no, I'm not 720 on YouTube. No, I am. Yeah, I'm 1080p 60 FPS on YouTube right now. Maybe 2K streaming. I saw that. But yeah, I got the invite to be in the beta for the 2K, which I'm not going to do, but mobile changes. They need to fucking burn the mobile app and restart it from scratch is what they need to do. Let me check. No. Everything's set all the way up to, I can actually go 2K on YouTube, but I don't. So 1080p, 40 frames a second, I'm doing 10,000 kilobytes. Yeah. I don't know. We can look into that. But yeah, everything on my end is pushing out. Well, let me double check hold on. You know what? I wonder. I mean, I'm not technically 1080p. I'm 864p. And I'm wondering if that's because YouTube may not have an 864 option. But yeah, you can go to 864 is what I stream at because it's the same visually as 1080p, but it's less resources. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably why, because I'm not outputting exactly 1080p, so that option is probably not going to show up. But you should, at least on Twitch side, you should have the source option, which is going to be 864. But I may up the YouTube side. I don't know. Does it look horrible on the YouTube side? My view looks okay. I mean, no lag. It's clear. Text is blurry. It might just be the text. Am I blurry? I know this background stuff is blurry, right? But all right. Well, let me know what it looks like when we go to the other screen. I mean, I can't obviously do anything about it now because I'd have to stop stream to change settings. But yeah, we might push out. We might push out 1080 on YouTube side. Mod view, Coke. They're gonna put mod view on mobile as if that wasn't shitty enough. I thought they were gonna be good changes. You fucking Eggman. I love it, dude. Ah, Conan, I love you so much. You are amazing. YouTube is a softer focus. All right, so yeah, so we may do a well, yeah, do a remind on YouTube side, I guess, by that output 1080p to YouTube from now on. Has it always been like this? Because I haven't changed a fucking thing. Or are you just noticing because you can't breathe, you can't taste, so your eyes are compensating and you can actually see better? Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it's just because you're sick and your eyes are blurry, you know? All live stream on YouTube? They don't even have... No, that's not true. I can output to 1440p on YouTube if I wanted to. What are you talking about? And when Artelis is live, Scrolls of Azeroth. Oh, all of my past, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I haven't changed settings because I output to 864. I have since I started streaming, right? Because 864 is still high definition, just like 1080p. The only difference is like digital differences. Like the human eye can't tell the difference between 864 and 1080p, but the resource usage between 1080p and 864 is pretty noticeable. So output to 864, you still get a 1080p quality stream, at least on Twitch side, and nobody's the wiser, and you save resources on your PC. So that's why I do that. But yeah, we'll push out 1080p next week on YouTube side only and see if that does a difference. I didn't know YouTube didn't output whatever I was outputting. Or, yeah, does that make sense? Whatever I sent them. I didn't know they down keyed it to the next rounded number, which is kind of stupid to be fair, but whatever. If that's how they want to play the game, I'll roll the dice. I felt like giving you guys a little sneak preview of the project I've been working on, but in its current unstable state, I don't know if I want to do that. We'll see. We'll see how the day progresses. I'll do it next Tavern Talk stream. I'll do it for sure if we don't do it today. Honestly, it's one of those things like I am so super excited and stoked about, and I feel like it's gonna be nobody's gonna care. You know what I mean? Like I have 3 weeks of coding into this thing already, and I still have to build the Twitch extension. And I think when it's all done, and it's gonna be like 4 people will use it for like a week, and then they won't use it anymore. But that's okay, because it's something I can put on my GitHub, you know, and be like, show tech people, hey, this is what I built. Hire me for a lot of money. What am I using? Hi, Chaz. Welcome in, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. Now, I've been working on my super secret project for about 3 weeks now, and I'm about to send it off to the alpha testers. I just don't want to, I didn't want to talk about it a whole lot, because you know how you talk about shit and then it never materializes, and then people are like, God, you're stupid and a waste of space. But I was gonna show it off today, but it's not quite ready. Sully, how are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. So yeah, I don't really know what to work on today between questions. So I hope you guys have a lot of fucking questions. Hi, Steve. How are you? I want to start working on a couple of things for the stream that I've been neglecting. We still got to move everything over to the tavern. You know, we still got this gray steel background and over here. And I mean, I did the offline images. I've done the panels on Twitch. I've done the transition. That's the word I was looking for. Doing good on a beautiful spring afternoon, but it's summer now. And it's hot as fuck and miserable outside. What are you talking about? You doubt 2 smoking barrels helped you? Yeah. Very smart, dude. Very smart, dude. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll... I don't know. I have nothing. Let me look at my fucking to-do list. $69 in Chicago? It's like, I don't even know what it is in freedom units here. I've been using Celsius for so fucking long. It's like a little over 90 here. Thumbnail project? Oh, yeah, that's definitely, that's a programming thing, right? That's not just like I'm still working on it. I have some things testing. They're not quite working out yet, but I'll get there eventually. But yeah, that's just basic opening up Notepad or Visual Studio and writing code. So 87, yeah. It's about that here, I guess. We're pushing 30. We're pushing 30C here. You're okay, buddy. My poor dog. Yep, that's about where we're at too. Well, we're at the hottest part of the day now, but it's only gonna get worse from here, boys. Yeah, I think I found the problem, and I feel horrible because I think it's my fault. Because I was really thinking about it. And I was like, when did this all happen? It happened like 2 days after I gave him that bath from being extra itchy, which I spent a lot of time scrubbing him down, getting all, you know, like fingertip, like, you know. And it happened 2 days after that bath. And I don't think I rinsed him good enough on his butt. He hates a bath, and it's a fight the entire time to get him clean. And I don't think I rinsed his butt good enough. And I think the soap dried. And I think that's what the problem is. And I don't know how to fix it, other than giving him another bath. Because it's like, he's got like these little, almost like scales. And I was like, what the fuck? But they're like all over his butt side, on the top of his butt, not his actual butt. at the top, you know. And I was looking at it today when we were coming in, and I was like, it's not dandruff. And then I realized the little scaly things are like the color of his shampoo. Kind of, I mean, they're yellow, so it's hard to tell, is it, you know, like an infection, or, but the way that they're just like flaking off and everything and like stuck to his hair and his skin and everything. And it's like, you know, and then I like got a couple of them off, and there wasn't like raw or dead skin or anything underneath it. So it was definitely topical. So it's either I didn't rinse his butt good enough, or one of the nights when we were streaming and we went out. Ha! Suck it, losers! If we, you know, went out, he got it, because we got a lot of like weird fucking plants and shit. But no, if it was a fungus, it would be spreading, and it's not. It's getting smaller. It's not getting bigger. So I think what I'm gonna do is tomorrow, after we get up, I think I'm just gonna. I got him super anti-itch, you know, and a new soothing shampoo. We got those wipes and stuff that we talked about, and then I got him new, super high-end, super expensive, more than I can afford, flea and tick meds. You know, the ones that also do like everything, gnats and mosquitoes and bees and like anything that will land on him. Those kind, I got those. So I think tomorrow I'm going to give him a bath real good. Another big scrub down, but I'm going to rinse and 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 brush and rinse. And he's going to hate it, but and then when we get done with that, you know, give him all his new meds and stuff, and hope. So, because I mean, like his skin, you know, like where he was chewing on his butt and everything, it's down to the skin, but his skin isn't broken. It's not discolored. It's not swollen. You know, there's no like broken capillaries. It's just he chewed the hair off, and I think that's why. And I think it's my fault. And now I feel like a horrible person. Like I shouldn't be allowed to be a human anymore. But nobody can stop me, so. All right, here we go. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We got one question from Phi, which I don't want to answer because it was Phi. So. Kidding. I'm kidding. Let's see. Nope. Oh, wrong button. No, I'm not looking for a game. Oh, guys, don't forget, the new RPG of the month poll is up in the Discord. Go vote now. It's between Morrowind, The Last Remnant, or Octopath Traveler, and Octopath is currently ahead by 1 vote. You need to rearrange windows? All right. You know, wait. That's the button I was looking for. All right, let's see. What I got so many reminders to do. Snarky. I have one. I don't even know what the fuck that means anymore. Oh, I have the one. Remember, I was going to make the angry finger wave. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore because I feel it would become impersonal. So I'm going to continue to do it myself. So I can delete that one. Progress. I was also thinking about making a new like redeem or command for YouTube called shut up, and it would just like silently mute my microphone for like 2 minutes and I wouldn't know. It wouldn't give me any indication. It would just happen. I think that would be kind of funny. But then you fuckers would abuse it and I just have like a silent stream for half an hour. So. I still need to combine the bots into one. I need to get my bot used. I hate having 5 bots open. So. Make it louder? I'm already really fucking loud. We don't want to make it louder. Well, yeah, I knew you meant a redeem. I can't go much louder. I usually hit where my limiter filter is set to anyway. Like, I am in the red, bro. Speaking of, I need to adjust my microphone. There we go. All right, let's answer Phi's question. Just shut up about it.
Hi-Fi asked, can we make our own variables in StreamerBot?
Yep. Next question. Oh, I'm just kidding. Can you make your own variable? I mean, yeah, you can. Obviously, we do all the time, right? We did with the the YouTube shout out. We made, you know, a global variable and you set it. So what exactly is it you're trying to do, my friend? Well, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, literally, our shout out command makes a new variables. Like this one. We've named it whatever we type in, raw input, X user. That doesn't exist. We make it one. Please stop. That's what the global variables are for. That is taking, that one is. There you go. Core, global, get, variable name, Phi is slow, destination variable, Phi is slow, default value, true. There you go. Have a new variable. What else? I mean, what is it you're trying to do that you can't do? You've been making variables for months now, Phi. What I don't. Are you being secretive again? Or is this for your next tutorial? Change a source filter? You want to change a source filter in OBS? You know, OBS doesn't take variables though, right? And OBS also has raw input, which is what you probably want. But yeah, you just make the get global looks for that variable name. $170 plus deck buttons. The problem isn't your variables. If you have 170 deck buttons, you don't need that many buttons, dude. What the hell? What are you running over there? A switchboard? To me, and I could be wrong. I'm not proficient on everybody's setup, but to me that sounds like you're not letting your bots in your programs do the heavy lifting. 70 or so you made a soundboard. Okay. Well, that's one. But yeah, so your variable, the get global, what the get global does, you can either, obviously have it user, target, or global, persisted or not, right? Persisted means it stays between iterations. So if I have this persisted and I say, okay, we make this, and then I close the bot, when I reopen the bot, it'll still be there, right? Non-persisted, so if you uncheck it, it's non-persisted, means when you close the bot, it gets erased. The name is whatever you want to name it. The destination variable is also whatever you want to name it, but the destination variable is what you're going to use as your variable name if it's different. You don't have to have a destination variable, but it will give you one if you don't. So it's always good practice to put your own in so you know exactly what it is. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll name it exactly the same. So like I have phi is slow here, and then they'll put like arg on the end to know that it's the argument one that they want, right? But it doesn't matter. They can be exactly the same. And then the default value, this is whatever it's set to. So true, false, 0, 1, yellow, whatever the fuck you want it to equal. So when I do put in, percentage, phi is slow, percentage, that's the value is what it will return, right? So this could also be whatever you want, but Boolean is going to be true or false. It can be an integer, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It could be a string, and it will tell you, it'll auto type what type it is, right? So if I put this true and then we run this, it will set it as a Boolean, right? But it can be whatever. And then so the get variable does all of this. And so when you run this action and it comes to this sub action, it's going to go, hey, we got to go get this variable. And it's going to go look through your variable database. And if it does not find this one, it's going to create it and give it this value. If it does find it and it has a different value, it'll update with that value, right? Get shit on her. The set global then will let you overwrite what the current value of that is, but you have to get the global first every time. So then we go into not OBS, what am I doing? Global set, and then here it's not going to create one, it's going to adjust what is already there. So here we would have to say, phi is slow, and then the value, and then set it to false, not flash, false, right? And then we say, okay, so now it's going to grab it here, and it's going to say phi is slow, doesn't exist, let's create it. And we're going to give it a default value of true. So if it doesn't exist, phi is slow will be created and it is set to true. And then the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that variable we just created and set it to false. Likewise, if it goes, let's get this phi is slow, and it already is there, it's going to populate it with whatever it's set to. So the default value only exists or is set to true if it's not already there and existing and set, right? So that, like, if we set it to true here, we create the variable, we set it to true. The very next thing we do is go and set it to false. The next time we run this, it's going to get that global and see that it is there, but it's set to false, and it's going to leave it alone. It's not going to change it to true, right? So that's how you run your variables in a nutshell. But yeah, you can name them whatever the fuck you want, man. Let me go ahead and just catch this frillish too to show off a little bit today. My Pokemon catching skills. Good question though. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand variables, especially the get and set, are very complicated because you can do one or the other, but you can't do a set without a get first, which is very weird. The globals are handled a little bit different, a little bit better in the new version, but it's still, I always get confused when I'm making new shit and I'm like, do I need to get the variable? Because I think it's the way they're named. Get the variable and set the variable. And you think setting the variable is what I need to do to create the thing, you know, but it's not. Good question. And I want to say yes. I think it is it's either is hidden or is visible. Let me see. I have an action somewhere. I'm trying to think of what I would have that has that on there. Here we go.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
What's that, brother? So I think it is visible. Yeah. Pretty sure it's is visible, capital V. Right? So like in your if statement or whatever, you'd be like, you know, if whatever source is visible, then do this, else it's not visible. And if visible doesn't work, try hidden. I think it's visible though. You can also you can do OBS raw to get the status. And like I do that on my volume. Right, so I have my OBS raw. Request type is my set input volume. I'm asking for the percentage and of the input name and then the volume. Right, so let's see here. I forget where the link is. I don't use this very often. OBS raw. Raw. There's an entire fucking list. Where's it? Let's see. OBS raw generator. Here we go. So this will tell you. Copy. Here you go. Had to suck your lung. Yeah. So this will tell you all these different raw commands. So source active, scenes, inputs, transitions, filters. Here you go. So you can get your source filter by name. If it's enabled, there's scene items, scenes, outputs, your inputs, your stream status, your record status, media inputs, the UI itself. I mean, all of these different types, and you can do. So here's this one, like for the filter. So set source filter enabled. You give the source name, the filter name, and then whether you want it to be true or false. You put that in your OBS raw here in the sub action. Just copy and paste, and it'll fucking do it. And then you can change the filters that way as well. And I can connect here. So I'm connected to my actually, well, I'm not, because I have the OBS that I connect to isn't working or isn't open right now. But so you can actually check with your actual OBS version by doing the WebSocket connection stuff up here with the right password and right port number. You know what I mean? And you can actually test it a lot. And then once it's working, you just copy the request, paste it in. Pretty cool. You have a source record for all games. You have a source record for all games. Why? That tells me that you have a capture game source for every game. And again, my question is, why? Do you know how much resources that is sucking out of your computer for games you don't even have loaded? Hidden not, visible not, an actual game running or not, that's still sucking resources, dude. Yeah. And that is why if you go to the fucking I guarantee you right here, and you click analyze, it's going to tell you that you have multiple, well, mine's because it's not, but multiple sources. It is eating your shit alive. Don't do that. That's bad practice. People, do not have a separate game source for every game you potentially want to play. Don't do that. Don't be like Fi. What am I going to do with you? You only need one, dude. You only need one. But don't worry, they're working on a plugin. You know how we have the audio source? And we can put all of our game audio in one source, you know, like with the wind capture audio. They're doing one of those for video as well. You don't want to go in and switch the effing window every time. You got to go in and switch the effing game every time. It's fucking one click, dude. Jesus Christ. You literally tab out, you close your game. You go in there, you go, oh, properties, select new game, okay, done. You fucking nerd. Holy shit, man. Thank you for being the fourth one here. That's 5 steps more than you want to do? Yeah, okay. Okay. StreamerBot's not gonna do it. StreamerBot can't set a game in your game screen or your game capture. Do you run all of your games in full screen? None of your games are full screen? Do you only have one monitor? You have one monitor, like, at all? Or you just one monitor you use for games and you have a separate monitor for everything else? Serious question. I'm not like making fun of you or anything. I'm just, because this could help you. Okay. I mean, obviously, I haven't like seen your setup, so I'm only guessing here. Hi, Ravenous, welcome in. Thank you for paying your cover track. I appreciate you. On the game capture specific window, you pick your game, right? Whatever we're doing, and I'll do all those, right? If you can run your games in full screen, you can capture any full screen application. Hi, Phil. Right? So when you run a game and run it full screen, it'll capture it. And you don't have to change each time. But your games have to run in full screen, and it helps if they're the only thing that's full screen. So if you can move OBS to your other monitor and run all of your games in full screen, you would need one game capture and capture any full screen application. Then when you close the game and you open a new one and it's full screen, it'll capture it. 60 inches is too big? That's what she said. What do you have a 60-inch monitor for? Oh, you're running off your TV. You know, Ravenous, you said that last week. I'm beginning to doubt. I'm pressing X to doubt. I'm just kidding. How are you feeling today? Even better than yesterday, I hope. Okay, well, I tried to help you, Pi. You're fucked. But don't have a game capture for every possible game you're gonna play, guys. Do not be like Fi. Nobody wants that. Okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you start doing shit like Fi does, you're gonna be in my Discord every day asking stupid questions about how to fix things because they're fucking broken now, like he does. Okay, so. Take the time. to make 2 fucking clicks. You think that. You think that. And it's not taking your CPU, it's taking your GPU. Even when they're off, because OBS is telling it to load. As soon as you start OBS. As soon as you start OBS. And what the fuck are you doing with that many game captures? You only play one fucking game. It's the only game you fucking play. Every stream. Kill zombies. Every game. Every stream. I go pull up Fi. Hey buddy, I'm here lurking. Killing zombies. 2 days later. What are you doing? Killing zombies. I beat this game 187 times. Restart. Here we go. Ah, fuck, I love you, Fi. You crack me up, man. Yeah. Huh. Great question. But yeah. I don't know. What do you have a regular monitor as your other monitor, Fi? Do I sleep? Yeah, upside down in my coffin every night. Why? Well, you people call it daytime, but... Hi, Nana. Boy! Stop. Do I need to wipe you down? I know it sucks, Daddy. You're gonna have to wait one more day. Ah! Flashbang. I don't want to delete that. Go back over here. Your other monitor is a VGA. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I don't have a therapist because they tell me shit like that. Fuck off. I see. Well, I mean, you're doing what you can, what you know, you're working with what you got, right? So that's good. But yeah, I mean, you don't need 87 fucking. Also, you can source record a group. Did you know that, Fi? Did you know you can source record a group or a scene? You don't have to have a separate source record for every game capture. You can just source record the scene. Come on, man. Be smart about it, bro. Yeah, you know we're doing our fucking this thing when we had our fucking shorts. This is like 3 different fucking, it's one fucking scene, dude. I record the entire scene, each group or each item in that scene, but not separately. Nerd. Oh, bye. Yeah, man. Put the source record filter on the scene, bro. Yeah. Or the group. Yeah. That's the whole point of it. Oh, fuck. Bye. I love you so much, brother. I'm gonna buy you a fucking, we're gonna get together and I'm gonna fucking buy a round of fucking whiskey. Because I need it, and obviously you do too. So it's on me. First round's on me. All right. You know, like I could forgive you for not knowing that the Move Source plugin has move sources for audio. Okay, because that's not. Yeah. But there's no excuse for not knowing that you can source record an entire scene or a group. That's on you. All right. God damn it. Holy shit. Okay, that just made my whole fucking day so much better right there. It wouldn't let you do the scene. Do the group, brother. Do the group.
Nana said, don't pick on poor PHI, they are Nana smart.
I know, but Nana, you haven't been here enough to be the one to be picked on, so I had to move it to somebody else, and Phi was the lucky one. Yeah, but it's gonna switch me over. No, hold on. It's not. I'll just go to studio mode. Let me see. No, I have my source record on my scene. And then, yeah. You can put it as a filter on your scene, bro. I promise you. That's the entire shorts scene. Source record. There it is. We'll move it to this desktop. And then when I turn it on, and there it is. Recording that entire scene and everything that is in it. Yeah, 3103. But I've had it on there since fucking 29. Version 29, I think. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, can't because it's in use. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Fucking. Oh, fuck off. Windows Media Player takes fucking forever to close. But yeah, I mean, even if you can't get it to work, it'll still work on a group. But yeah, you don't need 187 of them, bro. You did, Ravenous. We're gonna get to it in just a second. As soon as I get done making fun of Phi. Yeah, I know. Exactly. You're exactly right. And that's one of the problems. That's one of the problems that I've had with my project that I'm working on. It's like, okay, I got to do it this way. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have to do it that way. I had to go back like 3 steps so I can do it the better way. So I get you, man. But yeah. Oh, fuck. That was perfect. That was perfect. All right, next question.
Sinister_Ravenous asked, just off top of head, how would I allow viewers to request songs and chat with Streamabit in either Spotify or preferably Apple Music? I can use Cider for Apple Music.
Don't. Straight up, don't. Can you use StreamerBot? Yes. There are people have written extensions for it to work with Spotify and Pandora and whatever else. Don't. They're clunky. They require you to have a developer account on Spotify or whatever else. It's a pain in the ass to set up. And anytime Spotify or Apple or any of them other makes a single change to anything in their API, the entire thing breaks and you have to redo it all over again. Okay. What you want to look into, and let me see. I don't know if Songify will work with Apple or not. I think so. Spotify, YouTube, Deezer, VLC, and Foobar 2000. Okay. This is the one that I use. It's called Songify, and it does not work with Apple, but it does work with Spotify. It does have to be Spotify Premium though, but it also, as you can see, works with YouTube. So you can do YouTube lists, Deezer, your VLC if you have the songs locally, or Foobar 2000. Go ahead and post that up there. But there's 100 of these out there. Pixel Chat has one too. Pixel Chat has now playing. This one works with Apple Music. Here you go. This is what you want. This is what I use for my captions, as you can see. So let me send this over to you as well. Well, I think this is just a now playing though, not a request. Never mind. That's not going to work for you. I don't want that. That's just your now playing. Hold on. Let me show you Songify real quick. Yeah. So no, if you use Songify, it'll do it automatically. All right. Let me show you Songify. Like I said, it doesn't work with the Apple Music, but it does work with Spotify. Progies, Songify. Here we go. Just kind of give you a quick rundown of it. There we go. No, I don't want to update. You're gonna make me update? No, you're not. Here. You show. Okay. So here's Songify. It connects to Twitch, so you can log in with You can log in with Twitch. You can also use a bot account if you have one, like we have Robot Bearded. So Robot Bearded is the one that actually replies or whatever. Stream is up. Yep, we're good. Okay, so let me go to settings here. So if you go to Twitch, you can log in just like your authorization on the bot, on Streamer Bot, right? You log in with both, and then you say which one do you want to be your chat account. You know, you can have your bot account or whatever, auto connect, all that. Your rewards, you can have a channel point reward for like song requests, or you can do chat commands, which is what I use. So exclamation point SSR for Spotify song request. You can do it has all of these already built in. So song will tell them what current song is currently playing. Position will tell whoever used it, like if they've requested a song, it will tell them what position in the queue their song is. You can have mods can skip songs. You can have people vote to skip, right? All these different commands. But you just connect it to Spotify. It has to be Spotify Premium, unfortunately. But when you do, you'll get your client ID, secret ID, and all that. You put that in there. And then you can pick a playlist from your connection, right? And that playlist is where your songs will play from. And so the way this works is basically you tell it, okay, like I have a playlist, my stream playlist, and you put that in your link, like the like songs playlist here. And then you check this toggle to add all song requests to the playlist. Okay. So what's going to happen is when you start Spotify, you start playing songs from that playlist, you go live, and it'll start playing all the songs in your playlist. Okay. And then when somebody comes in and requests a song, so we're in the middle of a song here, right? And somebody comes in and requests a song, it'll get added to the queue. and then it'll finish playing the current song, and then it checks the queue. Is anything in the queue? Yes, we're going to play that song. And then that song plays, and it checks the queue again. There's nothing in the queue. We're going to continue playing from the playlist until there's something else in the queue. So you don't ever have like no music at all. And if you toggle this on, anytime somebody requests a song, it'll automatically add that song to that playlist. So it's there forever now, unless you manually delete it. You can, absolutely you can. Yeah, so you go into song requests, this section here, and you can actually set levels. So you can have it so that only VIPs, subscribers, or followers can request songs. And then you can set the level. So user level, you want to set this here. We do all of these here. And then you can drop this down. And so the max based on their user level. So if we go to follower, right? So followers can only request 5, where subscribers could request 10. VIPs can only request 20, at a time. You can, I don't know if you can set how many like total can be requested. I've never thought about that. Oh yeah, right here. Unlimited song requests, right? So then this is where you would set everybody's thing. But you can also limit what songs can be. So like explicit songs, if you don't want the explicit songs, you can turn that on and it won't let them do an explicit version. The max song length, so you don't have people coming in and requesting like Freebird and taking up 12 minutes of your queue. I have mine set to 7. So anything longer than 7 minutes will be turned down. But yeah, I don't think there's a way to set like how many can be in the queue at once. But what you can do is, you can be like, okay, we have 20 songs in the queue. You can just come back into here, and you can disable the request trigger. And so no more can be added. And then once the queue's done, if you're still going to be live or whatever, you can just turn it back on. Yeah. Yeah. It's super awesome. I love it. It's completely free. It's very easy to set up, right? I mean, you just saw, that's all you got to do. Basically log in, connect your Spotify, and then set what, if you don't want rewards, that's fine. You don't have to. So this is that top toggle here, enable song requests, the channel rewards. If this is not on, then this doesn't matter. And I just use the commands, but you can actually have a channel point redeem for song request and then go in here and turn this on, so if you would rather have it as a channel point redeem. So yeah, it's pretty robust and it's really cool. And then also, let's close this out. This doesn't have like a visual player, but when you're playing a song from Spotify, it will show like in this little blank space, like the album art. And then right here, it'll say the artist, the song title or whatever. And you can actually window capture this in OBS and just crop, like the border out of it. And so it's just that. And then you can actually have that on your screen as like a little now playing thing. Yeah, here you go. So you click on widget and this is what you'll see. And you can change like, rounded corners, the icon position. This is what they've added. Album art, use the canvas if there is one. The song, you can show, the hide and fade. So it'll show like this. And then this gives you a browser source. So you just add this browser source URL into OBS. And then, so, you know, there's not a whole lot of style options. There's some, you know, transparency, the scroll speed, you know, whether you're going to use the album cover or the canvas. You know, there's the album cover, and then the canvas is a new thing in Spot. Well, not new, but, you know, so it'll do like this instead of the album cover if you want to. And then it's just a URL for a browser source, and you can add that instead of having to crop this part. And then when you close this, it doesn't actually close. It's still going to be running down in your taskbar down here. And you actually just, when you're done streaming, you just exit, and then it's closed for good. But yeah, it's super powerful, and I love it, honestly. When I was doing songs on my streams and stuff, which I haven't done in a while because I don't have premium anymore because I'm poor. But yeah, it works really, really good, and it's so simple, you know, and you don't have to add the commands in like StreamerBot. You don't have to worry about API changes from Spotify or whatever, because this will handle all of that for you automatically. So it'll just always work. I know that like Phil, you see Bader Phil that comes in here sometimes. Oh Jesus, I call him, I don't want to say what a nickname I give him, but anyway, those guys, they've all started using it. I set them up with that months ago, and they use it on their streams, you know, and stuff. So yeah, works really good. Check it out. And anybody that wants music on their stream or whatever, check out Songify. It's really, really good, and it's completely free, bro. I mean, like, you can't beat that. You know what I mean? It's so good. And if you do have the extra bucks, there's a little Ko-Fi link on the widget. Click it, give them a couple bucks. Make sure they get to continue making it and updating it. So that's a thing. But yeah, man, I love Songify so much. I need to go and just bite the bullet and get Spotify Premium again and start doing my song requests again. People love it too, and your community is going to love it. And oh, here's another thing that's very important, Ravenous, before you disappear. When you do the song requests, this is what I love about it, right? So I can actually, let me just bring this up, and I'll just do one of these here because I don't have a chat open that'll do it. Come here. Come on. Okay, don't then. So what you can do is, the way that it works, right, is it's !SSR. And you can change that too. You can make it something else if you want. I just left it as Spotify song request. And then the space. And so what they can do is they can come in and they can say, you know what, like, I want to hear, you know, okay, I don't know, My Name is Mud by Primus, right? They can do this. They can do My Name is Mud. And it'll search the database. It'll basically go to Spotify and search My Name is Mud, and then the first one that comes up, and it'll say, you know, My Name is Mud by Primus, blah, 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 has been added to the queue. Or they can do Primus, My Name is Mud. Right? Or they can do My Name is Mud Primus. So it's song and artist and song. Or they can go to Spotify and they can do SSR and then copy the link to that song with that weird ass fucking code that they give you. Hi, Dave. So any of these will actually work. So you don't have to tell your chat to be very specific in what they want.
Hey,
you know,
who's a Twink
thing.
now, baby?
Fuck.
Let me move this where you can see it now. But yeah. So there's multiple ways to get the song in. You know what I mean? And it all works. It just fucking works. Now, you're not always, if you don't do artist and song or whatever, if you don't do the exact link, like the Spotify link, you may not get the exact song, like, you know, because there's multiple versions of a song. Like there's the a cappella one or the instrumental one or whatever. And it depends on which one shows up first on the search result when you just do the song title or the artist or whatever. But you can also do whoever, like if I came into your stream and I requested a song, I did My Name is Mud Primus, and it did an instrumental version. I would see that right away because it tells you in the chat, this is the song that, and I'm like, no, that's not the right one. Me, as the user who requested that song, can type !remove, and it'll take that song out of the queue, and then I can try again. So it's pretty fucking well rounded. Yeah, pretty cool. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. But I love it. I love it. Hi, Dave. You're imagining me in a bubble bath? Oh, yeah, that is the wrong chat. Yeah, that's supposed to go into the Discord DMs, bro. We talked about this. Still haven't hatched that egg, eh? Things are thinging. Evie's being provocative again. Don't you mean still? I don't think it's again. I think it's just a constant thing with her. Yeah. Now things are going pretty good. We've had a couple of really good questions. Fi gave us the biggest laugh of the month, I think. Oh my god, I was crying, dude. I was laughing so hard at his ineptitude. Just kidding. You're going to a monster truck event? Oh, hell yeah. Did you get pit passes? I went to the one in Dallas at the stadium where the Cowboys play and saw monster truck show there, and we had pit passes and all that. It was fucking amazing. Yes, you can't do the monster truck show without the pit pass. You have to. Like, just going to sit in the stands, nah. You got to do the pre-show, the whole walk and tour, and the meet and greet and everything. Yeah, it's fucking great. Have fun, have a blast. Just so you know, though, because of the new job, I'm not sure what the schedule is. Streaming schedule is probably going to change, and it may affect Tavern Talk. So we may not even do it on Saturdays anymore, but I won't know until next week. So keep your eye out on the Discord. And of course my future streams that we do, and also, social medias and stuff like that. And I will keep everybody updated on the new schedule as soon as I know what it can be. But yeah, I got the job. 7-minute interview, hired on the spot, fast track for management. I was golden. They love me. Yeah, Sunday, live, coming to Cartage. Yeah. Your seats are only $35 at the gate, and we'll sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to use the edge. I fucking love those commercials, man. Fuck, those commercials cracked me up so bad. Oh, I'm still in fucking studio mode? What the fuck am I doing in studio mode? Womp womp. Womp. That was the last one. I can't remember when I went. It was a while ago. It was like 2013. I want to say 2014. I don't know. I took my girlfriend at the time. This is before she cheated on me with the entire town all at once. So that would have been 2014 2014. Yeah. I think. Yeah. 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 So we had been together for a little over a year at this point. We met in Seattle. Yeah, it's 1-800-SLUTSRUS. Yeah. No, we met in Seattle. We met at work, and we dated there. And then I was moving. I was like, I got to get the fuck out of Seattle. And she moved with me. And so we got a little place out in the fucking country, like literally 4 miles of dirt road to even get to our house. We lived on 40 acres, well, it's 39 and a half acres. One fence along the back of the acreage, and our closest neighbors were 2 miles away, and those neighbors were cows. Literally, we lived out in the cow fields, and we were the only house for miles. We never wore clothes. But I worked at the casino down in Oklahoma, and I worked a lot, and so she was out there at that house pretty much by herself all day, every day, and then we would go at night, we would go to the clubs or, club. They don't really have clubs out there. The bar, whatever. A small town, population's like 600 something, I don't know. And so we've been doing this for about 6 weeks or so, or six months or so. And I could tell that it was kind of wearing on her, because she's a pretty social type of butterfly, and I wasn't. But her being home all day, not having to work and not, doing anything, and just going out after I was home and that kind of stuff. So one day I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to surprise her. And so I left for work like normal, and I stopped by the store, and I got a whole bunch of stuff to do, like a big, picnic and things. And I bought some whiskey and Jaeger and, all that shit. And I went to work, and I told my boss, I was like, I'm done at lunchtime. And he's like, all right, cool. Take the day, or whatever. So normally I get home at like 4 or 5 o'clock. And so I was like, fuck it. So at lunch, which I normally didn't come home for lunch because we only got a half hour, and I lived like 20 minutes away from work. So it was a trek, and there was no way I was going to get home for lunch and back to work on time. But yeah, so this day I took off early, first time ever. And this is back when I had my 69 F250, the 390 big block and straight pipe, and this fucking truck was amazing, but it was fucking loud. Like, I would drive this truck in a parking lot, and it would set off car alarms. It was a rumbling son of a bitch. Love that truck. Anyway, so I'm coming up the dirt road, and as I turn got one corner, and then you got to drive straight for about a quarter of a mile, maybe half a mile, and then there's like a little kind of dog leg left, and then it straightens out again, and that's where our house was. And as I turned this corner, there's like 2 or 3 cars on the side of the road. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never seen cars on our road. Like, cars don't even come down our road. There's no need to. And as I kept getting closer to the house, there kept being more and more cars, trucks, and shit all over. And then I get to our house, and there's like 10 fucking cars all pulled up in our fucking lawn and shit. And, of course, my truck can be heard from quite a while ways away, And so as I get up to the house, and like, you see windows being thrown open, the front and back doors are open, and all of these dudes in various states of undress are just like running out of the house. And so I pull up like right to the fucking porch. I hit one of the guys with my truck, didn't give a shit. And yeah, so I go in, it's my surprise. I'm here for lunch to take you out and have a nice day kind of thing. And yeah, there she is, completely fucking naked, hanging halfway off the couch, oblivious to fucking anything. And yeah, half the town worth of dudes fucking scattering. So She was on a plane to Seattle the next fucking day, and I never saw her again. Yeah. So that's a thing that happened. But, you know, live and learn. Yeah, after I sent her back to Seattle, I had to move. Like, it was about 3 months later. Because, like, all hours of the day and night, trucks would go up and down the road, yelling at the house, throwing shit at the house. You know, bring her back, or, you know, whatever. So, like, get the fuck out of here. Should have made her pay the house. Nah. I mean, it was a rental. Oh, I didn't own it or anything, but nah. That literally happened at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and by 9 a.m. the next morning, she was already on a plane. Get the fuck out of here. Sent her back to her fucking dad's house. Yeah. So, that's fun. You know what really sucks about that story, though? That's not even the worst way that I've been cheated on. Yeah. So, anyway, back to streamer bot stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you thought that was bad. I got stories that'll curl your hair. And then I have other stories that will uncurl the hair. Like, yeah. I've been in quite a few relationships, some long-term, most of them not, obviously. And almost every single one of them has ended similarly. Yeah, me getting cheated on in some form or another. So, yeah. You know that movie Good Luck Chuck? Yeah, that was me. I was Chuck. Except the bad version. You know? Excuse me. Yeah. I've had some dark days in my life, you know what I mean? But you live and learn. Bad luck bearded? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, it was funny though, because like I don't really keep up with exes. Like, you know, once we're done, we're fucking done. Whatever, that's cool. But you do see them, you know, Facebook or whatever, you know. And yeah, almost all. I would say at this point, it's probably about 85 to 90% of my exes. The person that they either cheated on me with or the person that they got with after we broke up, they're all like fucking married now. Like, you know. Yeah. I did. I always felt like that though. I always felt like I was like, you know, I take these women in, whatever, and you know, maybe they don't have the best self-esteem or whatever, and I've always built them up, right? You're the best. You're the most beautiful. You're amazing. You're so good at it. Oh my God, you know, cheer. And then it gets to the point where they start feeling better about themselves or whatever, and then they're like, I don't need you anymore. Okay. So I made them a better person, I guess. I don't know. And then I don't know, it's not the case, but that's the way it felt. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And why Kevin James? I'm not that fucking round. Although I'd rather have Kevin James than like Bob Saget, so that's cool. Hey, we have a question. Thank God. Here we go.
Hi-Fi420 asked, can we use YT music in YT streams and not get yelled at?
Yes. Yes, if it comes from the YouTube studio, yeah, absolutely. No, because I've never had insurance on myself. Although I'm sure that's been an option. Although I had a couple of them try to actually kill me. One of them almost succeeded. You don't want to say Rob Schneider? Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it. But yeah, bye. Yeah, if you're using the music from YouTube Studio, then yes, you can use it on your live streams and your videos, anywhere. Well, not Twitch instead, obviously, but anywhere on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. Some of the songs do require that you put it in your description, the name of it, or whatever, but most of them don't. If it comes from YouTube Studio, they would I think they automatically put that in there for you for some of them. But it'll say on there when you go to choose the music, it'll tell you if you have to. Not studio. Well, that's the only music that comes from YouTube. What are you talking about? Is that what is controlled by the studio? Oh, you're talking about, yeah. I don't, honestly, I don't know. I've never connected Songify to YouTube. I've never paid for YouTube, the premium or whatever. I think that the Songify stuff is for, mainly for Twitch. Right, because there's no like YouTube login and stuff like that. But the YouTube on Songify will connect to your YouTube playlist, so you can have like a music playlist, and it can be all Metallica songs. And no, you can't play those on your YouTube stream, but you can make a playlist or find one that is DMCA free, cover free, YouTube Studio or whatever, and go over the Songify. Yeah, it'll connect to Songify. Songify will connect to Spotify Premium, YouTube, whatever those other ones were, Deezer, Foobar 2000. But yeah, it'll play just whatever playlist you have it connect to is what it does. So if you have or find or make or create or whatever a playlist that is all DMCA free and YouTube doesn't have a problem with, then absolutely yes. If you connect it to, Blink 182 and their playlist, then no. You still have to have permission to play that music on your stream. That's just a YouTube thing. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know we were still talking about this Songify thing. That was my bad. You got your floorboards turned seat. Oh, wow. Dude, your wife is like 5 foot nothing and 87 pounds soaking wet. I'm surprised she even makes a sound when she walks. She probably just like floats a little bit over the fucking floor when. Also, hi Geek. You're probably at home. Well, she's not listening because you're at work. Yeah, the Pixel chat one is just a player. It's not it's like a now playing widget. It doesn't actually play the music or anything like that. It's just a little widget. It connects to whatever music source you have and then just shows now playing, but it doesn't actually play the music through stream. The Songify one will actually be the program you use, and that one has both. It plays the music through the stream and has the widget thing that you can do. Status. So, does that make sense? We get it covered? I want to make sure we're on the right page. Okay, cool. Huh. We were talking about the app earlier, Dave. They're only coming through once on my end, if that helps. But Yeah, apparently Conan's at TwitchCon, and apparently they're making some big changes on Twitch, and they're going to do a new layout for the mobile app, and something else with the fucking mobile app that nobody asked for or wants. I still stand by it. The Twitch mobile app is probably the worst fucking mobile app I have ever used. And they need to just burn it to the ground and start over from scratch. Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, almost absolutely guarantee that, yeah. I mean, I appreciate that Twitch is, you know, not just sitting back and like, our shit works, you know, but the choices they're making for the changes are just stupid. Like, make a change that actually matters. Yeah, I don't know. When I lost the internet the other day and was about to lose power and I had to jump over to my phone to raid out before everything shut down, that was the first time I had to log in. That was the first time I'd been on the Twitch app since I downloaded it like 3 years ago. It's such crap. I hate it. And their fucking stories, the Twitch stories, like trying to be like Instagram and shit. Like, no, stop. Does anybody actually look at those? Serious question. Does anybody watch the Twitch shorts that people post? And how many here didn't even know that was a fucking thing? Yeah. I actually have one of my extensions turns them off because, you know, they show up in the sidebar over like the who's live and whatnot. I have it so that shit turns off. I don't even see them. Like, Jesus. Ridiculous, yeah. Like, nobody asked for that. Nobody was like, we need fucking stories on Twitch. Oh, we got a new feature. You're like, oh, cool. Are we gonna fucking have better navigation? We gonna have better, you know, an easier way to stream together? Oh, no, we give you stories. Fuck off. How about this? I went to the Twitch suggestion page the other day, and there's like 187 pages of suggestions. None of them in the last 2 years have been addressed by Twitch. And some of these have like 4, 5, 6,000 upvotes. Like, people want these changes, and we're gonna fucking revamp the layout on the mobile app. Fuck off. Let's do the one thing nobody's asked for and focus on that. Get the fuck out of here. Like, if you're gonna make changes to make your platform better, I'm all for it, right? Like, do it up. And test features. You never know what may be a hit or miss. But you also have to incorporate the things that your users are actively asking for. You have to. Like, you know, that'd be like a streamer that doesn't have a webcam. They're not a VTuber. They're not a PNG tuber. It's just the game and their microphone, right? And they come up and they're like, you know, hey guys, what should I add to my stream to make it better or more engaging or whatever, right? And then everybody in chat's like, webcam. And then webcam. And they're like, all right, here's what we're going to do to make my stream better. I'm going to stream an hour earlier. Come on, man. You have to pay attention to your audience. That's your user base. That's what you do this for. You know what I mean? Like, let you put your followers in the order you want. That one doesn't really bother me as much. I mean, I get it, you know, there is a need for it, but yeah, exactly, Mark. I don't mind, you know, it would be cool if you could have different sort options at least, even if you couldn't do it like drag and drop order, because the reason they don't have a drag and drop order like that is because you never know who's live and when, and that would be a database nightmare. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you could sort alphabetically by subscription, you know, number of current viewers, maybe, you know, something like that, and have like these different options, that would be cool. I could do that. But as a like a programmer side of view, the drag and drop would never work. It would never work. They would literally have to shut the site down and rebuild it from scratch just to make that feature work. So that's never going to happen. And even when if they did that and got it up, it wouldn't work correctly. So there's too many checks that need to be done to order like that. And unfortunately, the size that Twitch is, it's not, you know. But yeah, by order, or give us lists, you know. You accidentally bit into a Snickers vein side down and your nipples got hard. What does that mean? Dave, that means that you need to keep your pants on at work and stop deep throating candy bars. Also, untie that little knot in your shirt. That makes it look like you're wearing a bra shirt. Don't do that either. You need to stop doing that. And button it up, for fuck's sake. Wow. On that note, that's it. I've reached the end of the internet. I'm done. All right, we have one question in the queue. I'm going to answer that question, and we got to go BRB because I got to pee.
Hi-Fi 420 asked how make one queue not play if other queue is playing.
You can't. That's your short answer. So the way queues work, and I need to do a tutorial on the queues. The way the queues work is you start with a default queue. It's not paused, it's not blocking. Everything defaults into this queue. Put hard in Tavern Talk? What? What the fuck is that even? Oh, the command, right? Yeah, the reason I don't have everything, like we got a lot of shit that I've added to the Twitch side that's not over here, remember, is because I'm going to combine everything, and I just haven't yet, so there's no point in moving it when I just got to remove it and put everything back anyway. We're going to have one cohesive stream from one OBS, and it's just going to have everything, so I don't have to do that. But yeah, thank you for that reminder. That will remind me to at least start working on that. But as far as your queues go, so you can add a queue at any time, right? You can give it a name and you can make it blocking. Now, blocking queue means anything that goes into that queue will stay in that queue, and it will only run when the previous one is completely done, right? A non-blocking queue means anything that goes in that queue will run, and they can run simultaneously. They can run one after the other. Depends on how they're all set up. But if you have a blocking queue and you create a second blocking queue, let's say for example, let's put all of our commands in a queue and all of our channel point redeems in a queue, right? And we'll make both of them blocking. Okay, so we have one queue that has all of our commands in it, and then we have another queue that has all of our channel point redeems in it, right? And they're both blocking, so they both block. So somebody comes in and does a command, and then somebody does another command right after that, and then somebody does a channel point redeem, and then somebody does a command, right? And this is the order in chat, and it's all happened pretty much like all at the same time. Like right when you go live, they're doing their PP size check, you know, their fish game or whatever, right? So what's going to happen is these three are going to go into the queue in this order. So this is 1, 2, and 3, right? That's not a 2, that's a 2. And then the channel point redeem is going to go into this queue as number 1. Now, because they're both blocking, theoretically, you would think it would play 1, 2, 1, 3, right? 1, 2, 1, 3. But it doesn't do that. Now, that's not what it does, right? Instead, what it's going to do is it's going to play this one, and it's not going to let number 2 play until number 1 is completely done. And then it's going to play number 2. And it's not going to let number 2 or number 3 play until number 2 is done. And then it's going to play number 3. Meanwhile, anything that comes into this queue is going to play at the same time as whatever's playing in this queue. So technically, you can't block a queue if another queue is running. So you would have to take whatever you want to block or have in a specific order and put them in the one queue. That's blocking. And unfortunately, we can't have things in multiple queues. That would just get confusing. But yeah, so if you want to block channel points, redeems, and commands from running at the same time, they would all have to be in the same queue. And a lot of people, myself included, end up making a fuck ton of queues for various things. Like I have one for my auto messages. I have one for my channel point redeems. I have one for sounds. I have one for, you know, like the VIP messages, raid alerts, shout outs, right? I have all these different ones, right? And some of them are blocking and some of them are not. And I need to get better. Ideally, here's the ideal setup. You have 2. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Can I put that in? Can I put that in? Come on. Oh, no, I can't. Okay. So ideally, you have 2. You have a default and one named blocking. And that's it. And the blocking queue is blocking. So anything that doesn't matter if it runs at the same time as something else, put in the default queue. If it needs to run asynchronously from everything else, put it in the blocking queue. And those are the only 2 queues you use. Right, does that make sense? That's the ideal way, but it can get messy. Especially when you have, like I have, somebody raids my channel, they get a special message, they get their, obviously they, you know, especially if they're like, hey, I'm here, I'm raiding, right? So then they have their first in chat, they have their raid shout out, right? All this different stuff, as I hit my microphone, all this different stuff is going on, right? Not all of that, unfortunately, because I haven't redone all of my queues, are set up correctly. So while the shout out's going, it's going to play like the welcome messages and shit, and it's kind of annoying, but you just have to kind of do what you have to do. And it can be weird. It can, you know, so you just gotta like work with timing and delays and what do I want and this. But yeah, it would be cool if you had like, if you could do a queue that necessarily wasn't blocking, but if it was ordered, like an order queue, and you could put everything that you wanted in that, and it would play in the order that they were received and one at a time instead of all together. That would be awesome, right? Which is kind of how a blocking queue works, but we want other things to happen that the blocking queue doesn't for that regard, you know? So Yeah, like if there was a catch-all queue, right? So we had our blocking queues and our non-blocking queues and our regular queues, right? And we had like the catch-all, and we could run this queue only, and this would put them in order. So if this was order 1, and then number 2, and then number 3, and then number 4, and number 5, 6, 7, 8, it would play them in that order, regardless of what queue. But these 4 wouldn't play out of order. They would play in this order inside this queue, right? Like that would kind of be cool, but that's a lot of finagling databases and shit too, either, you know, so it's a lot of work, but it could be done. But I think Nate has a lot of other things to go and work on before silly shit like that. So yeah, make one queue that's blocking, one queue that's not blocking. Your non-important stuff, waiting party, your non-important stuff goes in, right? So hi Evie.
I'm into pirates and shit. Apparently, I don't know. I love his voice. I love his voice. I don't like the fact he's blonde. Honestly, I kind of wish he was like literally any other hair color than blonde. I'm not a blonde fan. Hell, you could have a sausage.
I'm just gonna put everything in a blocky.
Like if you went gray, meat better than blonde. I want meat in my mouth. Put it in there. But I find them dreamy.
Yeah, damn it, Marbles.
And it's funny because everybody says that he's an idiot, but
of course, Evie's the one that has like 5-minute long fucking clips.
We're the one that plays him.
We'll wait.
He calls himself an idiot. Don't do that. I'm not an idiot. I'm a smarty pants. So
aren't these only supposed to be like 30 seconds long? Fucking max. Jesus Christ.
Smarty pants. And he's cute and he's funny and I think he's adorable. I would totally be his Elaine. I would 100% be his Elaine.
Who made that clip? Learn to edit. Okay? Learn to edit. Clip maker. Just kidding. Hi, Evie. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you being here. How was Enshrouded?
Oh.
Hi, Jeff.
Welcome
Good afternoon.
to my schoolhouse.
'Twas fun. All right, now go do your dinner. I know that's why you ended the stream. It's not to come hang out with me. My face is good. It's beautiful. Look at it. Yeah, you should. You have to be there in 45 minutes. Are you even dressed yet, Marbs? Put some fucking clothes on, man. Jeez. Welcome at Raiders. I'm Bearded Ink. We do a lot of things on this channel. Mostly we just talk shit. Sometimes we play games. Today, we're doing Tavern Talk. I do this once a week. And you can come in and ask a question about streamer-related stuff. Exclamation point ask, followed by your question. Get added to the queue. We answer them in turn. There you go. That's what we do. Other times I play games. But we're live on Twitch and YouTube on our Tavern Talk streams. So both sides can come in and ask questions. And I hope that everybody's well. If you like what you see, stick around for a while. If you don't, well, wherever you end up for the rest of the day, I hope it's valuable, fun, and worth your while. But you're not going to find a better time than right here anyway, so you might as well just stay. You show up 15 minutes? Yeah. I did that with my interview. They're like, be here at 9. I'm like, it's literally, it took me 4 minutes to get there, and I caught 2 red lights on the way. And I was like, all right, I want to be there 10 minutes early. I ended up showing up like 20 minutes early and sitting in the parking lot talking to Evie and Dave for like fucking 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. Who's going live? Nana went live. Okay. Oh, no, Nana didn't go live. Nana's promoting someone else going live. Okay. Tavern Talk. Where'd you go? There you are. Yeah. Oh, we got another question in the queue. I thought I answered. Oh, okay. You were one of the 15. Yeah, I was a raider as well. Yeah, you welcomed me to my own stream. Yeah, we've had a couple good ones, and then the ones that Fi asked. Just kidding. No, we've had really good questions today. Yeah. Yeah. And if you want to catch up on the questions and their proverbial answers given by yours truly, head over to the Discord. Under the booth section, we have the Tavern Talk channel, and every question that gets asked during these streams is posted there with a link to either Twitch or YouTube, and you can see the answer, and it'll take you right to that spot in either the VOD or the instant live replay. Booths. B-O-O-T-H-S. Booths. The booths. Now, the boob section, that's in the back room. Yeah. Yeah. I have one of those. Just kidding. I used to have a 18 plus section, but I don't anymore. I took it down. Nobody ever used it anyway. Except for like Damon. We do have a couple of channels that are restricted, right? The adult humor and stuff like that, but they used to be in their own section, but I don't have that section anymore. I got rid of it. That way kids can protect themselves and not have to see dirty humor jokes if they don't want to. Of course, if they want to, they have to say that they're 18 or over, and their parents can't get mad at me because I put up the protection. So your kid lied. Did it? Yeah, mine never took off, which I'm kind of glad about. Right? That's not really my vibe. You know, like I don't have an Eevee's dungeon section like Eevee does, you know, and stuff like that. So there's none of that going on in my channel or on my server anyway. But I know that some people want to, maybe not softcore porn or anything, but you know, the more adult things. So I made the section. It just never really got used. So I was like, all right, this is dumb. Take it away. It's just taking up space. Yeah, and see, my section was set up that way. So if you said you were 18 in the role selection, it opened that entire section. And then I had different channels for each of those things. So like if you wanted to show your bits and pieces, there was a channel for that. If you wanted to tell jokes, there was a channel for that. If you wanted to show dirty memes, there was a channel for that. So you didn't have to like go into one channel and wade through and, oh, there's Dave's ballsack again. Quit posting that, Dave. You know, you didn't have to. You don't like us enough to do fair. Whose description was greatly exaggerated. Yeah. Dave's ballsack. That's going to be the name of my next channel that we create in the server. It's just going to be Dave's Ballsack. I don't know what we're going to put in it yet, but it's going to be fun. Stick around. Hey, look at these! I have to lift up my belly if you want to see my bits and pieces, but nobody does. It's okay. I told you, I started an OnlyFans to make some extra money, and I didn't make any money. I made $12 on my OnlyFans, and I got a one-time tip of $12, and the message attached said, "Please put clothes on and stop posting here." So I did. Thanks for the cash. Yeah. You guys ever seen like a bullfrog in mid-hop when they're like fully extended and like their arms are out, their legs are out, right? And they got their, like, if you took that frog jumping and just made him stand up like that, like stand on his legs with his arms, you know, and his fucking big ass round gut area, that's what I look like naked. Now you know. Scrawny arms, scrawny legs, big fucking gut. Yeah. Yeah. I look like you made a frog stand up and take his clothes off. That's what I look like. So now you have that mental image. Let's answer the next question.
Malcolm 1971 asked, is there a way in Streamer Bot to check chat message for bad words, and if it does, time that person out?
Excuse me, I might die. Yes. Short answer. Short answer is yes. You will need to use regular expressions or regex, but there are extensions that people have written just for that. Let me see if I can find a link to the extension. No, it must be on the Discord then. Let's see if they posted it anywhere. Bad filter. So obviously SpeakerBot, you can do it, you know, with the bad word filter. These are all, of course, talking about, oh wait, here we go. Oh, that's YouTube. Well, that's through SpeakerBot. Yeah, but if you just a regular chat message, I know it was in here. The problem is here's the problem, right? If you're going to use the bot for it, Malcolm, the bot can only react to messages that are already sent, right? So the message will appear in chat so that the bot can see it. So you can't really like filter them out, if that makes sense, because the bot won't react to it until it's already posted. But if you can have it check, and if, you know, like a simple, super simple method, and obviously there are better ones, but you just make a new command. Let's make a new command. We'll just call this bad words, right? Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go in and we're just going to make a new one. We're going to go Twitch user and where is it? We're at moderation, and we're going to time out user, and the user login would be target user. Duration would be like, I don't know, 10 minutes or whatever. Bad words, and you say okay. And then we're gonna get our user info. And this is gonna be from input. Right. Okay. And so you have this set up where it'll ban. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna make a new trigger. So we just do a core command triggered. We're going to create a new one. We'll call this bad words. And instead of doing like an exclamation point, we're just going to have it. And you would just basically list all of your bad words. One line each. Right? And then you uncheck these. Make sure you're on your Twitch. And then this needs to be set to anywhere. And this is the important one right here. If we have it set to anywhere in the location, it'll check the entire message for any of these words, whatever's on this list, right? And if that message contains these words, then it will time out that person, right? So you say, oh, okay here, you say okay here. So now we have it. And actually this just needs to, this needs to be user, and this needs to be user. We're not doing target user, because we're not actually sending a command. So like that, let me clear that out. So it would be like this. And that'd be a very rudimentary way to do it. The message will still be seen in chat, because the bot needs to see the message for it to act on it. But then it would, you know, time them out for 10 minutes. Don't worry, Fi, you're not going to do it. This is not connected to anything. I haven't connected this bot to any of the accounts.
Hello.
That would be a very simple, very quick way to use it. But as Fi pointed out in chat, Twitch and YouTube both have like their auto mod features. Hi, King, welcome in. That will actually prevent the words that you blacklist from showing up at all in chat. Just the message. Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the thing, the message across the board, Fi, you have like the timestamp, you have the badges, you have the name, and then you have the message. Those are all separate like variables as far as the API is concerned. So the name has nothing to do with the message. The only time it would is like if you did a quote, like a quote reply or like a reply to a message, then your reply would have their name as part of the message that you sent, and then that would trigger it. But just sending a message doesn't have your name as part. Yeah, don't reply. No, I just... That's what we're here for, King. Yeah. We just answered a great question by Malcolm, and I'm actually going to go take a quick break. I was going to go pee like 10 minutes ago and refill my coffee, but then we got raided by Evie. So I didn't want to go away right away, but we're going to go do that now. And then when I return, we will get to your question. All right. So I apologize for the saying hello and seeing your question and then dipping out, but I really have to pee. I really. Also, I need coffee, and I got to check on the dog. Make sure he's not too itchy. So give me a couple minutes. Enjoy some clips. Talk amongst yourselves. Bladder takes priority. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is an expensive chair, bro. I can't put stains on it like that. It'll mix with the other stains that are already there. It's not a good time. It's a bad thing. And then I have to start wearing pants when I stream. Nah. So, you know. I got to think about myself at some point, right? Okay. Diaper. You know, I'm not wearing one already. It's just full. I got to go change. I just say go to the bathroom so I don't embarrass myself. No. But yeah, give me a couple minutes and we'll be right back. If you have other questions, go ahead and ask them. You can ask them during the BRB screen. It will get added to the queue just the same. and we'll be right back and we'll get onto those new answers. Okay, hang tight. The house is supposed to be the easiest map. I'm not very good at these games. Yeah, but I have fun. I have fun.
Bone photo.
I always take beautiful pictures of my bone. Wait, I'm gonna die down here. Can't get up. Floor is lava. The floor is lava, and there's no doors on the thing. I'm stuck. How do I get out of here? Oh.
Messy?
Okay.
Once I actually describe it, it makes sense, but
We can one to one. The fact you don't want to do build makes it seem like you know I'm gonna tan you. There's someone beside me here, by the way.
I got a legendary bush.
I got a legendary bush? Wow! What?
Not to
what an
toot my own horn, but read it. And that's how you do dick sperm, Arbs. Thank you very much. I'm tired of looking at it. It looks like a booger. I don't. Oh, there's a booger. Fuck. Yeah. Oh, God. Fuck. Y'all want to calm down over there? Noise you're making. Oh! Fucking hell. Yeah, photo album we can't do anything with. Okay, no, can't open the drawers. So now's when shit's gonna happen. Oh, fucking hell. God damn it. There's a chair. That means the thing's gone. Yeah.
He's got his own little hand.
What? What? Did you just say he has his own hand? What the actual fuck is on your foot?
It looks like he's got. It looks like he has 2 fingers by like the shape of the like benign shimmer that's on my head. Sophie like hates him. So I like legit rub my feet off of her leg.
I'm fucking crying.
That has Tony on it. She's like.
I offered to take her with me, and she was like, "No, I don't want to go with you to shit." I was like, "Fine, well then you don't. I'm gonna have to shout at you." And she didn't like that either.
He was shouting at me, everybody.
So I shouted at her from the bathroom.
Yeah, he shouted at me.
And then she was like, "That looks really round. Hold on."
I did not say that.
Thank you. I never said I was smart. Okay. Not good, not good. Ah, fucking wrong goddamn buttons. Got batteries though.
Shit, I saw the wife.
Fuck!
She's on the 2nd floor.
Ooh, I saw her butt. She's not wearing panties.
Huh.
Oh my god. Alex would fuck me up, yes. But you know, Rob, to be fair, you can't have makeup sex if you don't fight, right? So, I'm all for it. You want to fight, girl? Let's go. And that's how you do dick sperm, Arbs. Thank you very much. I haven't leveled up enough for touching the big dicks. This is correct. I am still only a baby dick toucher.
That's what she said.
Yeah. That was the hunt thing. I was like, is it fucking here? We brought it back. He's there.
Yeah, he is. Yep, yeah, he is.
What the hell? Did we bring him back?
Did you revive the ghost instead of one of us? What?
Oh, goodness. Get him, Ella. She did too, man. Let's just repeat that. That was a good... Fucking Ella with the fucking single fire. Oh, man. Ella's a beast from the back. All right, we're back. Thank you for being patient. We're good to go. All right. King has a question. Let's go ahead and get that one answered as well. And we'll go on from there. Here we go.
King asked, what is the correct format for text document for the read random message sub-action?
For a text, there really isn't a correct format. It just depends on what you need it to do. So I will ask you, assuming you're still here, what do you need it to do? Right? Like, really, the only thing that's going to require a specific format is if you're saving it to like a JSON file, right? Because those require like spacing matters and shit like that. But regular plain text, even with variables in it, doesn't really matter. You're reading. Okay, so basically what you want to do, and I'll just show you what I got here for one of mine. So let me go to my texts, and I have like my random welcome messages, for example, right? So that looks like this. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to put each message on its own line. Okay. And your output is through TTS. All right, no problem. So each message needs to be on its own line. And if you're going to manually add to them, you don't want to have a blank line at the end, right? So you want to avoid that. But other than that, just whatever is on the line, okay? And then we're going to have in StreamerBot, you're going to do random. We're just going to come in here and make a new one. So what you're going to do then is we're going to go into core. We're going to go into our file IO and out, and we're going to read a random line from a file, right? And so here's where you pick the file. We're going to click on here, and then it'll bring up the little browser, and you can go and find whatever line we want. We'll go into our text again, and we'll just do the random welcome message, right? The variable name to use, if empty, random line is used. So I always just leave this empty. The only time you want to add a variable name is if you have multiple random lines that you want to read in one command, and that way it can tell the difference. And then the count needs to be 1, so it only reads one line. And you can do the parse variables if your text has stuff in it. So like if I did, for example, here, and I did, user, right? Let's like user, like that. Then the parse variables would change this into the username. Okay. So back in here, we got, so if we leave this all alone and we say done. So now when this action is triggered, it'll read a random line from that message. Now, all it does is basically create a temporary variable called random line that contains whatever line it picked. So if it picks line 8, right, it's going to be line 7 in the file because they start at 0. So it'll put this entire line in that variable. And then to get that variable out to chat or through your TTS or whatever, then you need to use the random line variable. So for the TTS, we would just go into SpeakerBot, speak, what voice alias that you have in SpeakerBot that you want to use. So like I have Mascot is mine for like my TTS Mascot. If you pass it through the bad word filter that you have on SpeakerBot, it will do whatever you have it say. But because you're probably the one creating these lines manually, not a big deal. And then the delay is the only other thing. So if you're going to have other sub actions that you want to run, you can check the delay and it won't do any of the other sub actions until the entire TTS is done. Right? So like on our, like here, for example, when I hit my answer the TTS and then your question shows up on screen, I don't have it remove the visuals and stuff until the thing is done. So then in message, you're going to come in here and you type in random line as the variable, right? And that's it. And then you say done. So now when this trigger is activated, it'll pull a random line from whatever file you have and the TTS will speak that line. Yeah. Yeah, super easy. If you also wanted it to show up in chat, right, you could go to like Twitch, chat, send message to channel, and then just type random line. Boom. Now it'll show up in chat too. So yeah, TXT is perfect for that. That's what I use. Yeah, absolutely. You can see all these are all TXT files. Yeah. Yeah, the big thing to remember too, and this is what you'd want to check. So let me just, I'm going to add a core test here just for shits and giggles, just so you can see, and I'll show you. If we run this, obviously nothing's going to run because I don't have this bot connected to anything. But we go to our action history and you can see here, if we inspect the variables after run, you will see that there will be random line number and it'll tell you what line it read, right? And then you can see right above it that the random line is I'm happy you exist. So this was line number 16. So if we go look at our list here, you'll see that line number 17 is I'm happy you exist. So remember, because it starts at 0. So this is line 0, not line 1. So if you wanted to say a specific line, remember to take 1 away, if that makes sense. So if I wanted it to play, you know, for example, I really like that shirt. If I wanted that one to be the answer, then I would tell it to play line 12 because, or I'm sorry, line 10, because we're taking 1 away. So 11 minus 1 is 10. So to subtract 1. But once you run your tests and you can inspect your variables after it's run, you'll see how they line up like that. But yeah, that's it, man. Super simple. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right? You're very welcome. Wow. What else? Oh, Phi. You know what I thought of? Because I haven't released TTSQ version 1.2. I thought of something else to add. I don't know if I want to fuck with that today or not. A pause button. right? Because you know how sometimes you get those really long questions and there's actually like 3 questions in there, but you kind of need like a explanation of question 1 before you can answer question 2. So it's like reading. It's like, okay, I need to know how to read a random line. Pause. The question stays on screen, doesn't go away or nothing. It just pauses. The TTS stops talking. Everything stays there. Pause. And I can go, hey, King, what are we reading a random line for? Oh, it's for a TTS message. Okay, unpause. Da 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 da. Right? Right? I don't know if that's actually needed or not, though. Is that just like me wanting to add shit to it, or would that be useful? Can it even be done? That's the question. I also had the idea, you know how we have our panic button, right? So like if something comes in, you know, some troll or whatever, and we have our panic button, we click the panic button, it stops TTS, it closes the thing down, and then it won't post it in Discord, right? Or, well, it posts, this message was a troll, it's been deleted, right? So we have that message. What if we get a message that's an actual, like, useful question, but it just drones on or has like a really long link, like, oh, I found this link, youtube.com/@channel, blah, blah, and it just starts reading all, and we don't need to listen to all that shit. We can hit a button that will stop the TTS and close it, but it won't cancel. You know what I mean? Like, it'll still post the full question and everything in the Discord. So like a panic button, but without the deleting everything. Right? I think that's pretty good too. Can you give me a reminder on the YouTube side to add both of those? Because even if we start it today, I probably won't finish, and then I'll forget because of the project that I'm working on. And add the pause so we can have time, and then add the quick end. I guess we'll call it the quick ending, where it still posts and goes through and does everything the right way. It just won't. That one should be easy, because that would just be copying our panic one and just taking out the thank you. Yeah. That would be the quick end would be easy, right? That's just copying our panic button, but just keeping the Discord webhook stuff the same, right? The pause is what I'm wondering. Let's go back here. Let's take a look. What are our options in SpeakerBot? We have a pause. Get the actual fuck out of here. Is it that easy? No fucking way. No way. Like that guy on TikTok says. Hold on. We've gotta hold on. Hold up a minute. No way. Here's my mascot. Oh, it's not even turned on. Oh, this is the wrong bot. See, this is why I need to combine bots. This one. SpeakerBot. What are you doing? Mascot. That's the TTS one, right? What's it called? Twitch. Alright. Do the TTS on Twitch side real quick, Vi, if you don't mind. Doesn't have to be long. Just a quick one. Just to make sure this is the one that's running.
Hi YouTube.
Yeah, okay. So, let me just add a new one in here. Pause, bitch. There's no fucking way, bro. Speakerbot. Set pause state. Paused. Toggle. Is it? Oh, there's a fucking toggle too. Come on. All right, let me just add this to my deck real quick. Because I want it to be a button. I don't want a command because that takes too long, right? Decks. What deck am I using? YouTube deck. Okay. We're just going to add it right above the panic button. Pause, bitch. There it is. Appearance. Pause. I need an icon. Is there a pause? Load them all. And then search. Pause. Oh, wait. Can we do an actual, like, paw? Pause. Get it? Get it? Get it? Pause. That's funny. Laugh. Make me feel good about myself. Thanks. Pause. Okay, let me refresh my deck. Pause is there. Okay. So now on the Twitch side, Fi, if you don't mind, do a longer TTS, maybe with like a couple of questions. They don't have to make sense or anything like that. Let's just test this shit out. Because I want to see if it'll pause any of them or if it has to be in that sub action. You know what I mean?
Why do the birds sing whenever I fart? How long should I go?
That didn't work. I did it. Longer than that. Give me a couple. Pitster! How are you, my friend? Welcome in. Good to see you. Hope your weekend is going well. I'm testing. You've been watching me for a while. Okay, stalker. Hold on, I gotta go close my blinds, everybody. Be right back. Just kidding. No, thank you. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad you got to catch us streaming. You can stalk me if you want to. I don't mind. Oh, I appreciate that. I know not everybody enjoys them, but a lot of us do.
Why do the birds sing whenever I fart? How long should I go? 3:59 bot robot bearded ink. Why did I just not copy a bunch of text? Is this long enough?
I knew it wouldn't be that. So what the pause is doing is it's pausing not the currently speaking one, but it pauses after. You use a lot of the stuff. Yeah, StreamerBot is amazing, isn't it? We fucking love it. I actually had at one point, when I first, well, not first, I'd been using StreamerBot back then for about 6 months, and I was just amazed at everything that it could do. I actually had it set up where when I opened StreamerBot, it did everything. It switched my OBS to the right scene. It cleared my chat. It did all this stuff. It actually started my stream, and I literally had to open StreamerBot, and I didn't have to touch another fucking thing. And I was like, that's too much control. So I took some of that back so that I actually got to do things, because it was running everything. Now it runs about 90% of my stream. Oh yeah, Advanced Scene Switcher is great. I love the Move plugins, the LUAs. Some of the LUAs are amazing. There's just so much that we have options for, and it's great. You know, nobody has to have the exact same stream, you know. And that's one of the things I dislike about some of the programs and the bots and stuff, is they're all templated, so you're just going to be the same as 1,000 other people. You know, they work, they're cool, it's a stream, but I like being unique, and I like being able to have my things where I can, like my tutorial with the hug command. If you want to make that a slap command in your stream, do it. It's the same thing, but it's different. You know, it's not a template that you have to have. You know what I mean? And I love that. And I love the control. I love everything. I love the 1.0 feature.
What about
that's
just
coming up.
first speaker but message? Will it pause if not the Mascot? We will see if the button works. No,
it's not. So what it's doing is it's pausing SpeakerBot. It's not pausing the message. I knew it wouldn't be that easy. I was like, there's no fucking way it would be that easy. What are our other options? Set enabled. Yeah, that's just if SpeakerBot is enabled or not. So that's definitely not what we want. The stop speaking just stops it, but there's no restart. There's no option to restart. And that's what we're using on the panic button. Because you're done. Man, that was... So it doesn't do the current action. It's pausing SpeakerBot. It's not pausing the message. Yeah, essentially, it pauses SpeakerBot itself. So when this one ran, it's already gone through, it's running, but then we pause. So it basically works like our TTS queue, and we can unpause and then go to the next one, but we have to hit pause again, which we don't want, obviously. But it just or you can let 2 go through, or 5, and then pause it again, but it won't pause midway through a message, which is fucking what we wanted. I wonder if we could do something in SpeakerBot. I can silence the out, but I can't unsilence it. Crap. And it's all because SpeakerBot and StreamerBot both are set and forget, or fire and forget. So once they run, they're running. Well, there you go. Now we have a challenge, right? We have functionality that is not available, but we're going to force it to be available. Challenge accepted, StreamerBot. I knew. I was like, that's too fucking easy. That's way too easy. But oh my god, if we can make that happen. Now, ideas off the top of my head is we could run the message through like a text file. And then it reads from the text file and we could stop that. But that's like 3 extra steps for a system that's working really well. And I don't want to have to do that because we're not going to have to pause every message. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Not a whole lot of options here either. Now, the voice gate thing is interesting. So, the voice gate will pause. Repost that last TTS that you sent, the one about with the ooh on there, the long ooh.
He said, what about just first
Because with
speaker
voice
message?
gate on,
Will it
I
pause if
should
not
be
the
able to
Mascot?
talk here.
We will see
and
if the
it'll-
button works.
No, it's supposed to pause. Am I not reaching the threshold? Oh, I'm not reaching the threshold.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's supposed to... Let me set that down to 2. Try it one more time. Such a shitty message, but it works.
What about just first
Okay,
speaker
so
but
when
message?
because when I
Will
talk,
it
it's
pause if not
supposed
the
to
Mascot?
supposed
We
to
will see if the
fucking
button
pause.
works. Oh,
Why did that not? Why did
yeah.
that not work? It's saying it's. See that even that's not pausing the current message. Post 2 different ones at the same time. Like one, not the same. You know, what I mean, one right after the other. Because if I'm talking and they come through, then it's not playing at all. But then if I stop talking,
What about just first speaker
it'll
but
start
message?
again. And then if I
Will it
start
pause if not the
talking
Mascot?
again, it's not
We
going to
will see if
pause
the
the
button
message
works.
that's going on. But if I can keep going and talking and talking and talking and talking
Yeah.
and talking and talking and talking, it won't play the second one until I stop talking.
What about just first speaker but message?
So it's not
Will it pause if
pausing
not
the
the Mascot?
actual
We will see if the button works. Oh,
message.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. Damn. No, and that's because they're called what's called fire and forget. So once they run, they're added to the queue. Once they're running, that's it. The bot's forgot about it. It's doing its thing. You can't do anything really to interrupt that. It's not like a live. Okay, we're doing this. We're step 1. Okay, we're step 2. It's like here's all the steps. Got it. And when it runs, it just does all the steps. Yeah. So basically what we're trying to do is interrupt that and go, hey, I know it's already running and you forgot about it, but let's remember it, pause it. Okay, hold on, and then let's go. So that's the challenge. May not be possible, which kind of sucks. Most likely not possible without C# anyway. But if my brain can wrap around a workaround like it normally does, we might be able to fake it. But is that going to be worth it? And that's the problem. Is there a trade-off that we're going to have to, deal with? Copy the message. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Go into a text file and just keeping track of where it is. But that gets messy because it's going to have to do that for every message that comes in. And we're not going to have to pause every message. And then you have to basically append the message. You know what I mean? So you'd have to bring in input 0, 1, 2. But how many inputs are there going to be? You know what I mean? So that's where we run into issues with that. And then you can't even break up the speak into specific inputs. Now if the bot already did input, like they do input 0, 1, 2, and that's per word, if you could split it up per sentence, then we could do, speak input 0, speak input 1, and then we could pause in between them. But it doesn't work that way. And then also you're going to get people that ask questions that don't use punctuation. So it's all going to be input 1 and you run into the same problem. So tough. Man, I got excited when I saw that pause sub action, but it pauses the bot. I was like, why isn't it asking me which voice alias to pause? And then I realized it's pausing speaker bot itself, or the speaker bot queue, not the current message being played. Now we did, when we were setting up the panic button, we ran into that problem. We had to add that delay and crank it up to 2 seconds for that variable to trigger, or else both actions ran. So we might be able to play with that somehow. But that again, that would require splitting up the message, and we don't know where to split it because it's going to be different every time. Interesting. Hey, we had a coughing in chat yesterday. Now we got a wheezing. What's going on? What are all these Gen 1s going? Let's go. I'll take all the Gen 1s. I don't know if the pause is going to be possible, Pi. Not with the way it's all currently set up. If we ever get a version where SpeakerBot is embedded in StreamerBot, so it's one bot, we might be able to. But because there's two separate bots and they're both set to the fire and forget style, I don't know that we can pause it. Enjoy your non-ads on the Twitch side, guys. You're welcome. Removing ads from Twitch was probably the coolest thing I've ever done. And I didn't even come up with it. I just found the loophole that other people had already found and used it, but it's awesome. All right. Damn it. I'll have to think on that. I'll think on that when my project is off to the alpha testers before I start the Twitch extension. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I got to stream tonight, and I kind of want to get back on that project. You want a preview? Do you guys want a preview of what I've been working on? Do I? Okay. Dual stream game. No, that is in the works, so, but no. How many people here know what Dixper is? Dixper. 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 No. Dixper is a way you can make money on stream. So basically what happens is you have this program that you run on your PC. Okay? Per hole, per guy, per... Yeah. So basically it's a program. You download it, you install it, it connects to your game that you're playing, and it connects to OBS. And essentially, let's see if they have like an example. I'm trying to see. But it's effects. On-screen effects. So like you're playing your game like you do, Fi. You play on your big TV, right? OBS and all that's over here, whatever. And you're playing your game, and then somebody in your chat goes, I want to fuck with him. And they come and you have Dixper all set up, connected to your Twitch account and everything. They go to your Dixper page and they can buy crates. So let's go, let me see. How do I get there again? So, okay. So like this is my Dixper page, right? And shut the fuck up. So you can come in here and you can buy a crate. And basically a crate, these little things here are the effects. These are all cards. Okay, and each crate has 3 cards in it that you buy. And you pay actual money for them. And then I get a cut of that money. And a crate costs anywhere between like 99 cents and $5, right? So essentially what happens then is you're like, you want to fuck with the streamer. They have Dixper running on their computer. It's connected to Twitch. You come in, you buy a card. So like I got a jump scare card here. So I got this jump scare here. And what happens with it, let me see if I can actually get like a preview. Here we go. We'll just do Dead by Daylight. So, okay, I can do a preview here. So this is what will happen. What the? Do the fuck? I want to preview the fuck. I just want the card. I don't want to fucking preview you fucking talking about it. Let's see. Oh, they're not gonna let me preview any of those? Really? Fuck off. Trying to get you to see what it is. Can I only preview them in Dixper? How shitty. As you can see how shitty this site is. Okay, so anyway, basically, so what will happen then is like somebody will come in, they'll buy a crate from you, right? And they'll go to your page. If I can fucking figure out where it is. Here it is. And they unpack their crate and they get 3 cards. Shut up. And then they can say, oh, so I got a jump scare one here, right? And you can add the skill to the launcher. And then you can launch the skill. And what happens then, like this jump scare, the mom jump scare, it shows on screen and over my game. So not just in OBS, but actually on my game monitor. And it'll show, you know, the person jumping up or the blood dripping down, or they'll take away half of the view of the screen or whatever, right? And it's like a jump scare thing, or they're funny, or some of them are cute, some of them are nice, some of them are, you know, interruptive, or whatever. There's video, there's audio, there's text, there's all kinds of things that you can do. Here's the problem, okay? Dixper's website, as you can see, kind of sucks. It's very convoluted, it's very complicated. But if I'm over here, and I'm on Twitch, and I'm watching somebody stream, like this guy here, whoever this handsome devil is here, we'll just watch his stream for a minute. And you're like, he's got Dixper enabled, and I want to fuck with him. I want to jump scare him with some shit on screen or whatever, right? So we're watching the stream. You have to go to the Dixper website, so you have to leave Twitch. You have to navigate all this stupid bullshit. You have to buy your crate. You have to unpack your crate. You have to pick which one of the 3 cards that you just bought, add it to the launch or the launcher, and then you have to launch the skill. Meanwhile, while you're doing all this, the whole process takes probably about 3 or 4 minutes from buying a crate to getting a card into the launcher. So you're not on the stream anymore. Right? You're on Dixper's website doing all this. Then you have to launch the skill, and it goes through instantly, and then the jump scare happens. So you have to hope that you can make it back to the stream and see it in time. If it even works. Half the time they don't even work. And then I've got to pause my stream and come into my dashboard and refund that for you, so you get it back and you can try it again. It's just a big convoluted fucking mess, right? Tangia kind of has a similar thing where this, you know, the stuff comes up on screen and you know, right? But that's only in OBS. Now I'm shook it, right? So now their Blurb has a similar thing. Sound Alerts now has video sound alerts, so the little video shows up only in OBS, though, not on your actual game screen, right? Makes sense? You with me so far? So I thought, why not make one that actually fucking works? Right? And not only are we going to make one that fucking works, we're going to make it so that viewers don't have to leave Twitch. Like ever. Okay? So what I have is a transparent overlay that covers your monitor. And it connects to StreamerBot it connects to your game. You know, it doesn't really have to, you know, it connects to your system, and it connects to StreamerBot. Then in StreamerBot, if I find the right one, because I have so many open. I don't even have the right one open. So in StreamerBot, let me open this up, hold on. We have very simple actions. It's 3 set arguments and some C# code. And as the user, like if I were to send this to UFI, you would never have to touch the code. All you have to do is go in and change the type, the source, which is the name of the file, and then how long you want it to play for in seconds, right? And I've tried to make this as super simple, easy for everybody involved as I possibly can. So in our program file, we have all this shit. You don't really need to worry about it. You have the program, the exe, you're going to run it, right? And then you have your assets folder. Inside the assets folder, you have all of your different types. Video, images, HTML, audio, right? Whatever. Okay. I also have the HTML, which you can use as a browser source in OBS. So not only does it show up over your game, you know, it'll also show up in OBS so that your viewers get to see the effects also. But basically what happens is we run checks. So when I run the program, maybe. Let me just make sure. Sometimes this Visual Studio doesn't fucking want to run, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I run the program and you can see that it says it's telling me it's connected. So that means it's ready. Overlay is ready. And then I have a little HUD that drops down. And you have to hide the HUD. And that just lets you know that everything's working. Right? And then I want to show like this video. I have a Pokeball video. Right? So this will be all connected to like the Twitch extension and things like that. So there's no commands to use. There's none of that. It's all going to be handled by the bot and just the Twitch extension. So now the person comes to your stream and they see that you have my program installed. You're like, cool, I want to fuck with you. There's a little extension. All you gotta do is, I want this one. Click it. And as soon as you click the button, it goes through. And then this happens. Maybe. Hold on. Visual Studio's fucking off. Why are we not running? Oh, Visual Studio's fucking off. Hold on a minute. I fucking hate Visual Studio so much. I want to do this all in fucking Notepad, but it won't let me. Let's try this again. Is it gonna fucking load this time? Oh, I bet, you know what? Hold on. I bet I found a problem. Oh, everything connected now? Are you sure? Are you sure you fucking connected? Let's try again. Probably, yeah. I mean, to be... I think I know what the problem is, honestly. But that's okay. So I might not be able to show you. Yeah, let's see. Hold on. Which bot is it? Hold on. So I have this connecting, obviously it connects through StreamerBot, right? And I have it, so we already have the port connected. And I'm not going to disable that. All right, hold on. Let me just go in here. Oh. Yeah, so that's what it is. So if we go to port 8081, can I do it then? Okay, and then I have a config file. So if you have changed your ports or your address, your endpoint or anything, we have all of that here. And you can update it. So we're going to change this port to 8081 and we'll just save that file. Damn. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see. Let me rebuild. This is why we're alpha testing, by the way. Because of these little things. I want to make sure that all these config files and all that work. But let's see if we get it to connect now. Says it's connected. Cool. That's good stuff. There's my HUD. We'll hide my HUD. And then we'll try this again. Let's see. No, something else. It's quick. The reason is because I have 5 bots open, and I'm not going to close them all. I was showing it to Evie last night too, but essentially, you have your assets. So like I have in my video, I have a WebM of the Pokeball, right? And it does this. Boosh, right? That will appear on the screen, obviously without the player. So like you can go to the Twitch extension and you can click on that, and then it'll send that to the overlay. And then that will show on your screen over your game. Like little jump scares, little videos, little text messages, you know, whatever you want, right? And then you have your HUD here where you can change monitors. If you have multiple monitors, you can change the overlay to go to whichever monitor has your game on it. You have an audio for the video and audio that come through, an audio slider that you can adjust if needed. And then you can obviously close the program from here. You can replay the last overlay. And we're going to go ahead and hide that. Oh. Audio, and then we'll hide that. Yeah, I need to change that back too, because I'll forget. But the reason it's not working is because I have too many bots connected to all the ports. But, so essentially, this is the one. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. I don't want to close the bot we're using. But basically, yeah, you have the Dixper, but it's all on Twitch. And if you can add your own assets, audio files, text files, and the HTML files. We even have HTML, so it will show, like you can code CSS, HTML, and JavaScript into an HTML file. It'll show all of that. We have WebM and MP4. We have lots of things, right, that you can do. Just use as a redeem. You can, if you wanted to, but the reason I want to do this as an extension is because within the extension, then you can charge for it, right, as the streamer. So you can say, oh, you want to fucking jump scare me with this fucking overlay? It's going to cost you 50 bits. You know, you want to play a creepy fucking sound in my ear, you know, or whatever, it's going to cost you, 25 bits. And you can set the prices. And then the people will go in, yeah, I'll pay 50 bits for that, right? And then they click the button, just like playing a sound alert, for $1 or whatever, right? And then all this shit happens on your screen and in OBS, but it's over your game too. So it actually affects you. You know what I mean? I'll show it tonight on Twitch's stream because I won't have all of these other bots open and running and connected to all the various ports that I'm trying to use, which is something I'll need to debug, by the way. But I need to change that back too. Let's see. But yeah, and then that way you can actually earn money from, right? But yeah, if you're like a non-affiliate or whatever, and you can't use bits yet, you know, or whatever, then yeah, you could totally, all you have to do is just add a trigger to that action. But you saw those actions, right, as the three set arguments. It's exactly the same for every single one. So all you do is like I say, in your assets folder, when you go in here, you just drag and drop, right? So if you have a video that you want to use, you just drag it into the video folder. If you have an HTML file that you wrote that has an effect on it, you just drag that into the HTML folder. And that's all you have to do. And then in StreamerBot, it'll have those default actions, because it's going to come with like 5 or 6 different effects, right? So it'll have an action for each one of them. And all you have to do is just duplicate it. And then the set arguments, you just change it. So if it's a video, right, the type is going to be video. If it's audio, it's going to be audio. If it's an HTML file, the type is HTML file. And you just change that set argument. And then you just tell it what name, right? So in my file, you know, like here, I have HTML called wasted.html. I would type that in that set argument. And that's all you have to do. And then that one is ready. It's ready to go, live, current, go, do it, test it, right? Again, if you have, you know, like a video, drag a video in here, this one, the pokeball.webm, right? And then you just go in here and you change it. It's going to be video, pokeball.webm, done. Right? So it's super simple to add new assets to your system. So you can, you know, and then I'm going to have it where, like, if you built like some really, really cool fucking effects, you can package those up as like with the export file for StreamerBot, and then the actual like files that you need, like the video or the HTML or whatever. And then I'm going to host those, and you can go like to the Ko-Fi page or whatever and download all these packs of effects that other people have made, and then you have them too, right? Or you can create packs if you want to be a pack creator and upload those and stuff. So it's like a big, you know, the community as a whole can use whatever. They don't have to come up with them all on their own, you know, because maybe somebody doesn't know how to code in HTML, but they want a really cool like Mario Kart ink splot to come up, you know. I'll code that for you. You can download my pack that has that stuff in it. So all these different things that you can do. And then right now the program, when it's running, takes 94 megabytes. So it's very, very small program, very, very small footprint on your resources. Like I said, I got a couple other things before I send it to the alpha testers. I have a couple small things that I need to tweak on and stuff, and I've actually had to revert a file, so I got some put everything into the blink tags. Fuck yes. But yeah, and also, I don't know, you saw the HUD that showed up here, the little drop down display, and it had the icons on it, right? If you go into in the assets folder, there's one called HUD, and you can actually customize your HUD. So it defaults to these grayed out icons because everything's kind of gray because of, you know, transparency and all that. But if you wanted to change it, you could have blue ones, or you can find your own icons that you like. And the only requirement is that they have these exact names: audio, close, hide, monitor, refresh, replay for the HUD. You just make a new folder and put your icons in that folder. And then you can go to your config files, and you got the user config here. And we'll just open that back up. And then right here, you can see we have what icon theme we want to use. And you just change this name right here to whatever folder you created. And then the next time you run the program, it'll load your icons into the heads-up display. So you can customize it that way, because there's not a whole lot to customize. It's a fucking transparent overlay. But, you know, some people may, you know, like they want pink flowers, or maybe you want like, skull and crossbones stuff, or whatever the theme to match like your stream or your overlays and stuff like that, because when you show the HUD, it's going to be visible there, obviously, so you have it match and go. So that's what I'm working on. I said I got a couple of things I had to revert from the stuff I did yesterday because I ran into a problem that broke, and I think that I haven't done the revert yet, so that's why it wasn't working on the new one. But Evie can confirm. I did show her. It does work. But I have one other thing I need to do here with the text styling, because I want to make this easily configurable. But yeah, I'll show y'all tonight on the Twitch stream if you want to see it. I'll show you what it's like. But there's a couple things. One is that text thing, and then the other thing is right now the way I have to load some of the programs, they don't go full screen, and I need to figure out why that's not happening. And that's just going to be somewhere in my HTML that I need to figure out what the fuck I did wrong, so that they are actually full screen. And then once that's done, it's going to go to alpha testers. So hopefully alpha testers will get it tomorrow. And then I'll start building the Twitch extension. Yeah. Well, it's coming though, Evie. And thank you for being thorough. But, it's coming, and I think it'll be really cool, and I think it'll because I know a lot of people that used to use Dixper. They're like, because you can get different tiers in Dixper, make Dixper partner, and you get a bigger cut of whatever you sell your crates for, and blah. There's none of that shit, right? You set your price for the effects, 100 bits, 150 bits, 500 bits, whatever the fuck you want. Your viewers come in, and they don't have to leave your stream, and that's the big thing that I hated about Dixper, is that you had to leave the fucking stream to do all this shit. Like, nah, right? So this is going to work like the sound alerts extension. There's the buttons with the effect name, how much they cost. You click the one you want, say, yes, I'm willing to pay my 100 bits to play this, and it's done. And then you just scroll back up and watch the effect take place. Good stuff. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. There you go. Now it's out there. Now there is one in the extensions. There's already one that's similar. It's an HTML one, but it's written in SEP, and everything is a very specific JSON file that you have to know how to code if you wanted to add new effects. And there's no extension, and it all relies on you knowing how to write perfect HTML, expert in JavaScript, or know the JSON formats for simple effects. But this one, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for everybody to use. So take that for what you want and what you will. But yeah, there you go. That's what we're doing. I haven't actually tested it while live yet, so that'll be interesting. We'll do that tonight and see what happens. Bon sweet. Yeah, even folks like Evie. All right, no more questions coming in. I think I'm going to get back to it. I gotta finish that revert to get it back to the working state, so that I can move forward, fix those two things, and get it packaged up for the alpha testers. He's all right. I think I figured out the problem. I'll talk to you about. I'm very embarrassed, but I'll talk to you about it in DM. But yeah, so if you're on Twitch side, hang out for just a second because we are going to raid. If you're on the YouTube, we'll say goodbye to you first. You know, because you don't get raids. I mean, you get redirects, but I don't know anybody that's live right now. So, but yeah, YouTube, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the questions. We had some really good questions today. And I know Ravenous has like a list, so when she's back next week, be prepared for those. And if you have asked questions in the Discord, I will get to them. Excuse me. I know Fi's in there too, helping out, which is appreciated. I know there's a couple that I haven't been able to get back to yet and look at the code. I do have the downloads. I have them loaded up in my streamer bot. I just haven't been able to test it yet. But for those of you on YouTube, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for being you. Make sure you take care of yourself. And if you want to come by tonight, we're going to be live on Twitch about 9:15 p.m. Central Time, which is about, what, 3.5 hours from now. And we're going to be finishing up Dragon Age Origins. It'll be the last night we get to play the game, and we're going to finish it. We're getting prepped for the final battle, and then we go do the final battle and beat the game. So come by and hang out and watch me die to a dragon 87 times before I figure out how to do it. And yeah, we'll go from there. But YouTube guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Thank you for hanging out. And until next time, love, peace.